Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we're actually talking about your mobile phone because your mobile phone soon may have the ability to understand if you're depressed or you're going through cognitive decline. That's really cool, but my question is, will your personal information actually be secure in this process, given all that we've known and the history we have with data privacy or lack thereof here in the United States? Now, here's what's going on. This is coming from the Wall Street Journal. Apple is working on a technology to help diagnose depression and cognitive decline, aiming for tools that could actually expand the scope of its burgeoning health portfolio, according to people familiar with this matter and documents reviewed by the Wall Street Journal. Now, using an array of sensor data that includes mobility, physical activity, sleep patterns, typing behavior, and more, researchers hope that they can tease out digital signals associated with the target condition so that algorithms can be created to detect them more reliably, according to these documents and people. Now, Apple hopes that basically this would become the basis for unique features for its device, according to people and documents. Now, I know that Google has been working on something similar as well that I've read. Now, the efforts spring from research partnerships that Apple has announced with UCLA, that's the University of California, Los Angeles, and the pharmaceutical company Biogen, which is basically studying mildly cognitive impairment. Now, Seabreeze, quote unquote, is Apple's code name for the UCLA project, and Pi, meaning P-I, not the delicious pie that has an E on it, is the code name for the Biogen project. And Biogen launched its study apparently this past Monday, but many of the details about Apple's studies haven't been reported publicly. The pharmaceutical company basically received approval this summer from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, for a new drug to test and treat mild cognitive impairment. Representatives for Apple, Biogen, and UCLA did not comment to the Wall Street Journal, where I'm getting this information from. And I think this is actually interesting. We have a lot of advancements in technology that simply aren't advancements for advancement's sake. They're there, they add features and all of this. The comedian Bill Maher actually has this really interesting thing, that he goes through about this, by basically like a toilet that will analyze your urine to tell you if you have a potential issue or problems and stuff like that is great. Voice activated car, not so much in many ways. Opening trunk at 60 miles an hour kind of thing. So I think that's the cool thing, in the sense that, if your phone can basically say, hey, look, there's a possible alert, maybe you should go get tested here, or, maybe you're depressed, maybe you should, go talk to somebody about this. I think those are actually good things. I think those advance our health of who we are. The problem that I perpetually have, and that the Wall Street Journal really doesn't talk about, is we have seen consistently, though, that this information may be shared in ways that we don't necessarily think about it. And I'll give you this example. In the state of New York, for example, life insurance companies can look through your Facebook profile to see how you live your life and make determinations based on your Facebook profile. So if you basically fill out a form and says, hey, I lead a pretty sedentary lifestyle, and your Facebook profile shows you jumping out of airplanes and all of that, essentially the life insurance company can say, well, you're not actually doing what you say you do, and so we're going to deny your coverage. Not to mention the fact that I've written articles on DNA testing, like 23andMe and all of the others there, as they are basically taking this data, and 23andMe had a massive investment from a major pharmaceutical corporation, essentially to be able to look at this data. And so by virtue of that, as your phone is now generating this for you automatically, it's a feature integrated into Apple, Biogen, a pharmaceutical corporation, may get access to that for their studies. UCLA may get access to that for their studies as well. And God knows what Apple is going to do to it. Apple has basically claimed privacy that has essentially been debunked in many different ways. And while I think they're more private than Google, because Google's literal business model is data mining you for advertising profitability, same as Facebook, just offering a different service, Apple has not been as private as they've claimed to be. And so I think this is a huge issue that we're going to have to talk about as we have mobile devices integrated into our life, as they become central to our computing experience, more so than a laptop or a desktop computer or even a tablet. They are gathering an enormous amount of data on us. They are seas of sensors. They know at any given time where we are in the world. They know how fast we're going in a car. They know essentially how we're interacting with our phone. And by virtue of the sensors, they can even see if we're right-handed or left-handed, of how we move and interact with our phones. So this is an interesting problem that I think we're going to have. And as we develop this new and innovative technology, we can never remember, or we can never forget, I should say, the fourth law of cybersecurity, which is With innovation comes opportunity for exploitation. That is from the 5 Laws of Cybersecurity. Law number 4, with innovation comes opportunity for exploitation. And I fear that as we are developing these amazing things, and if we can help somebody stop depression, or if we can help slow down or even reverse, ideally, cognitive decline, in the future, and our phone will help us with it, I think that's great. But with that comes exploitation, and I think that's something we all have to be aware of. And so that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at Nick AESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please stay private. Thanks, everyone.